Welcome to the Healthy Vibes podcast. I'm Kelly Renato, a mom of two with a passion for helping you live well and have the courage to show up for yourself and your family. My goal each week is to give you a quick dose of courage and empower you to pause more, slow down, and not feel pressured or distracted by this world, and to remember that you always have a choice. I'm so grateful you're here. Let's get started. Hey there, welcome to the Healthy Vibe podcast. I am Kelly Renato, and thank you so much for being with me today for a quick bit of encouragement. Today, I want to talk about your morning routine. And listen, I've talked about this many times, but today I want to tell you, because I think sometimes the morning routine seems too much, and the morning routine, your morning routine depends on you, and it absolutely depends on your season in life, because over the years, as a parent especially, and I know there's lots of other things too, but if you have kids of any age, your morning routine is going to be different every season of their life, because I've been there. I had the toddlers, I had the newborns, and my morning routine was so different then than it is now. If I could even get up before them, it was amazing, because you never knew when they were going to get up, right? Like sometimes you're up at 5 a.m, 4 a.m, 6, you never knew. And sometimes you were up all night, so then you slept in because you were exhausted. So what I want to tell you today is give yourself some grace, because your morning routine is yours. And if you're in a season, because I was talking to a mom recently, where you've lost your morning routine, don't beat yourself up. That season will pass. So you figure out in that season what could help you. And if you can't get up before those kids, those babies, whatever, maybe you can find 10 minutes during the day to do, you put at the top of your list what you want. So what I'm going to give you today is a list of the things that no matter what season you're in, I feel that these things have helped me, because my morning routine has always been different. And I'm a big believer in the morning routine. I'm a big believer in, if you can get up before your kids, if you're in a season that you can, do it, because I think the benefits of it are huge to have some time to yourself before they get up. But if you got little babies, toddlers, it's totally unpredictable. These are the things that I feel like helped me during those seasons. First of all, grace. Whatever the season is, give yourself grace. Don't be like, gosh, I'm terrible. I've been snoozing every day. I'm sleeping. If your kids have been up all night, whatever it is, give yourself grace. And just tell yourself, this is a hard season. I'm going to find 10 minutes in the afternoon when they're watching their show. Don't feel bad about that. I'm going to strap them in the stroller, whether they want to or not. And I'm going to go for a walk later today. Whatever it is, give yourself grace. Secondly, choose what is most important. So figure out, like I said, and make your list longer than necessary, even if you don't get them all. Make yourself a list, 5 to 10 things, and probably if you're in that busy season, maybe it's 1 to 3, but make yourself a list of the most important things that you think help you to feel better. And then those are the ones you'll go to. Tape them on your bathroom mirror, and maybe grace is the top of it, because some of these things, some of them you can do anytime, anywhere with the baby, right? Like, so say you're in that baby season, they're not sleeping through the night. You don't know when they're waking up, when they're sleeping. So make your top one grace. Give yourself grace that you have no routine, that you don't, and that is okay. Don't let the mom that has this perfect routine going on that tells you her sleep cycle, don't let that distract you. You and your baby walk your path. So give yourself grace. Secondly, maybe in your list is, I like outside. So you grab the baby and you do a walk around your yard with the baby. Get some fresh air, get sunshine, whatever. Maybe that is at the top of your list. Maybe exercise, so strapping your baby in the stroller, maybe doing stretches while you're holding. I used to do squats holding my baby in their room, And it was zero structured routine, but I just felt that I needed to move my muscles. And I remember the exhausting routine or the weeks where they were sick or whatever it was. So just find your top few things that mean the most, and make that list for yourself. Just remember, this is what you need. If you get tips from other people that help you, great. But don't do the comparison. Don't do any of that. Your tips. So number 3, what helped me was scripture, because I loved my devotions, but I know a devotion only takes like a couple minutes, but there were times I never got it in. So that's when I started printing scripture, or if I found it somewhere, and I posted it around my house, on my mirrors, my bathroom, my refrigerator, in the baby's room, in my office. I had sticky notes. I would just write it on a sticky note and tape it to like my computer or even in my car, wherever it was, so that I would see it. And just seeing it and reading it helped me. Number 4, skip social media. That is an easy one to do no matter what season you're in. You can skip it in the morning, because if you're exhausted and you go to scrolling, I just don't think that makes you feel better. What do you get from it? And this is where social media, it's not all bad. And, it's what we do with it. I know it's our choices, but when you're in an exhausting season and you're trying to get it together, I want you to be honest with yourself. Does scrolling on social media make you feel better? Does it? If you're following, maybe people that are encouraging or that give you tips, whatever it is, great. But if it's not, put it to the side. You'll probably feel better if you grab your baby and go walk out in your yard. You'll feel better if you're sitting there holding the baby and the baby is watching TV and maybe they're in your lap and they don't want to get up. If you just pray or say, do gratitude practice in your head. Maybe you just need to take some deep breaths and relax. So remember, find what's best for you. You can always find sunshine. We can always walk with the baby. We can try to find those times. Again, don't compare to what anyone else is doing. Your morning routine is yours. And my morning routine right now is so different than it was back then. And there's still days, my kids are teenagers, and there are days that I have to run out early and I don't get as much of a routine as another. So the other thing I do is, it doesn't have to happen every day. If you fall off one day and it's your child's sick, you're exhausted, you haven't got sleep, maybe you get nothing done. Give yourself a break. I look at it like over the course of a week. I always say, okay, I got my morning routine 4 days this week. I mean, there's been seasons where I didn't get any, but the other thing is getting back up and just getting back at it tomorrow. And that's where grace comes in. Don't stay down. You find a few things you can do to get you through. Remember, gratitude and prayer can be done anywhere, anytime. So the things that you can do anywhere, anytime, those are the ones you keep at the top of your list. Those are the ones you enjoy, the ones that make you feel better. Keep those at the top of the list. So I want you first to not beat yourself up. Morning routines are great, but if you're in a hard season, give yourself grace. It will come back. Find 1 to 5 things, make yourself a list, and that you can do anytime, anywhere during the day with a baby on your hip if you have to. There are plenty of things you can do carrying a baby around. Even if you're exhausted, just get some fresh air, practice some gratitude, prayer, whatever it is. Either way, the season you're in will pass. This too shall pass. The season will pass. So remember that. This is not the rest of your life. It will pass. Babies, their seasons change all the time, as we know. So whatever you're doing, know that it's going to pass. So what are you becoming during this hard season? What can you do to better yourself during this hard season? How can you get by during this hard season, even with little bit of time and it being hard? This is where we grow. This is where we change. This is where
our lifestyle and our habits hang in there just because we do still do a little bit here and there. It's not perfect. It's not exactly what we want, but we just show up and we go get some fresh air. We show up and we just go for a walk in our yard. We show up, take some deep breaths, practice gratitude. We post scriptures. We do whatever it is that gets us through this hard season. Because then one day you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm up before the baby. So enjoy that time too. When you do get it, whatever it is the top of your list. And that's the other thing to remember. Your morning routine is your morning routine. I can preach what I enjoy because I found what I like in my morning routine. But you got to figure out what you like. Just make sure it fills you up. Good things, whether it's journaling, Bible, exercise, sitting outside with your coffee, prayer, practicing gratitude, whatever it is that helps you, it's your morning routine. So hang in there. Your morning routine depends on your season. And if you're in a hard one, give yourself grace and hang on because this too shall pass. Thanks for being here. If you know anyone that's struggling in a hard season, whether it's baby age, toddler age, whatever it is, and they're struggling in their morning, send this to them, give them some encouragement, and let's all give each other grace. All right? We're all doing the best we can. Hang in there and have a great week. Take care. Bye-bye.